Hey, what's up, lightboltjoe here. Today we are going to discuss the 1999 cult classic film Star Wars Episode 1, The Phantom Menace. So this is 16 years later in regards to when the films came out. So Episode 6 came out in 83. Episode 1 came out in 99. I was 9 years old. My brother was 7. I remember distinctly going to the theater with our parents. We're millennials, so this trilogy is our trilogy. Gen X has their original trilogy. Millennials have the prequel trilogy. Gen Z has the sequel trilogy ish, and the shows. So this brings us to many years prior to Episode 4, A New Hope. I'm sure there's actually someone actually knows the math. I don't know the actual math, how many actual years, but we have a young Anakin Skywalker who we know grows up to be Darth Vader, and we have a young Padawan of Obi-Wan Kenobi, whose master is played by Ewan McGregor, who does a fantastic job, whose master is Qui-Gon Jinn. And so they are Jedi Knights, and we get some Jedi Knight temple stuff within Coruscant, which is nice to see. We hear about it a lot within the original trilogy. Jedi Knights were warriors of peace, whatever, but this is an actual enactment. So Palpatine, who is Senator Palpatine at this point, now Chancellor Palpatine, he's voted in at the end, he is sent to go speak with Trade Federation leaders who are taking over Naboo. And Queen Amidala, who is the leader of Naboo, doesn't understand why the Senate won't help her, won't help the people. So Naboo is filled with land dwellers and sea dwellers, basically. And so, well, swamp dwellers. The Gungans live in the water spots of Naboo, and the land inhabitants are the civilized creatures, whatever. So it's interesting showing the symbiotic relationship of them. It's interesting having the midichlorians referenced as symbiotic in regards to working with the human body along with themselves, because they are true aspects of the Force. Getting Anakin's story of how he was conceived by midichlorians, that he doesn't actually have a father. We're at Naboo, we're at Coruscant, and we're on Tatooine. So that's the only 3 locations technically that we're at. We're in space a bit. Anakin and R2 go on a joyride. Not really a joyride, but they take an N1 starfighter, Naboo starfighter, and destroy from the inside one of the Trade Federation command posts, who are posted outside Naboo to take control of the planet, which fails miserably, of course. So it's interesting watching all of this unfold, because it's a matter of what happens with Anakin. Why does he turn into the villain that we all know and love as Darth Vader, right? If he's this sweet innocent boy who is a slave, wants freedom for all his people, wants to just, race pod racing and be a kid, how does he turn into this? So we're introduced to Darth Maul's character, who's a Sith Lord, but it's a matter of is he the Lord? Is he the apprentice? Sith always come in 2. Yoda and Master Mace Windu are conversing in regards to that. We're introduced to the thing. Ray Park plays Darth Maul, and Darth Maul is an amazing character. We don't really hear him speak that much in this first film, but he has an amazing story arc within Clone Wars, the TV show Clone Wars. Amazing story arc within Star Wars Rebels. Absolutely amazing. And that final battle of him and Ahsoka Tano just battling it out with the Darksaber, who's getting the throne of Mandalore in season 7 of Star Wars: The Clone Wars, the TV series. Incredible. So to have the introduction of the character, and he gets bisected, he gets cut in half because of Obi-Wan, because Darth kills, Qui-Gon first, and then Obi-Wan enacts in rage, which is not the Jedi way, but whatever. I have problems with Jedi. The last thing we see of him, he's cut in half and he falls down. And then what happens next? So much like how we were just talking about within Return of the Jedi, when Boba's jetpack is slashed by Luke on accident, crashes into that sand speeder, falls into the Sarlacc pit. what happens next. Well, we know what happens next with Boba Fett because of the Book of Boba Fett. We know what happens next with Darth Maul because of Clone Wars, because of Rebels. It actually is explained more in Rebels, that he's found, put together in like robot spider legs, thrown in a junkyard. It's just, it breaks him, and it's amazing watching the story arc progress, having the Sith holocron and trying to get Ezra Bridger to learn the Sith side of things, when Kanan's trying to teach him the Jedi side of things, while Hondo Anako is trying to teach him the pirate side of things. Bro, Rebels is insane. And now that we have live action Ezra coming within the Ahsoka series with live action Sabine Wren, live action Hera Adula. Oh, I can't wait. I'm freaking out already. Already freaking out. We got a live action Chop. Oh, I can't wait. I'm freaking out. Freaking out about something that's coming out this year, and here we are talking about episode 1. So that's the point. There's so many aspects of Star Wars that so many people can be a fan of. I'm not a fan of the Jedi, but I cannot wait to see what happens with these older adult rebellion veterans within the Ahsoka series. Can't wait. I can't wait. I also heard rumor we're going to a different galaxy. Oh, I can't wait. Anyway, going back to episode 1, Phantom Menace, we have Padme revealing herself as not the handmaiden, but the actual queen, Queen Amidala. So that's pretty cool. I like that it's very simple. It's a 3. Star Wars films are very 3. Kind of 3 plot points, or like 3 things going on, 3 places. So like this is Coruscant, Tatooine, and Naboo. The Naboo fighting at the end, the droids versus the Gungans, is just incredible. The Gungan army is just really, really cool. CGI is super weak. Watching it now in 23 compared to when it came out in 99, but in 99 that was peak. That was peak in regards to tech. Not that much puppetry, not that much animatronics, not that much practical effects. It was mainly CGI stuff. Like Yoda was CGI. I could have sworn Yoda was puppet in episode 1, but upon watching episode 1, that was clearly a CGI Yoda. That was definitely not a puppet Yoda, unless the original theatrical release had a puppet Yoda and they tweaked it because they tweaked the Star Wars films after releases. It's possible. I don't remember, to be honest. I remember having plenty of toys. I remember having plenty of Lego back in the day. The Gungan sets were just really, really cool. My brother and I acted out certain scenes and stuff. That's the thing. Star Wars is nostalgic for whoever watches it, whenever you watch it, and with whoever you watch it. I have very fun memories of doing this scene or enacting this battle with lightsabers with my brother in the backyard, and it's home, it's comfort, it's pretty neat. It's terrible what the fandom did in regards to just destroying the kid who played Anakin. His name Andrew, like saying what a terrible character that was, and was like, yeah, it's a kid. It's a kid, and the kid's going to decide what happens next. The kid, learning the kid. Like, the Battle of the Fates is one of the most important lightsaber battles within the Star Wars franchise. Dave Filoni said this in an interview, where it was a matter of if Qui-Gon survived the Darth Maul battle and Obi-Wan died, Anakin would be trained very differently. And because Qui-Gon died and Obi-Wan survived, Anakin was trained very differently. So there's a different methodology within the teaching mechanism within Jedi training of Master to Padawan, within Qui-Gon teaching Obi-Wan, and now Obi-Wan teaching Anakin. If Qui-Gon also taught Anakin, it'd be a completely different type of Anakin. So Qui-Gon had to die in order for Anakin to become Darth Vader, because Anakin becomes Darth Vader because of Obi-Wan's training. Very interesting. And within Tales of the Jedi, which is new anthology series that just came out on Disney Plus, we get Qui-Gon as the Padawan to Count Dooku, who we get introduced in later prequel films. So cool knowing all of these things that happened all before and behind the scenes and all these other things. Upon watching this 2-hour and some odd film movie, you're watching it like, oh, I know this relation to that, and we did this then, and that's what this is now. No clones in this. This is just straight up droids. The Roger Roger gif, that comes from this, actually, from the very, very beginning. I love the droids. The battle droids are just so fun. I have a full, I don't know if you can see most of it, but there's a full droid army versus various different clone troopers, battling it out. I love the prequels. Love the prequels. Prequels are great. The shows are great within the prequels. And Rebels is my favorite of any Star Wars, anything. Star Wars Rebels is my favorite. Wonderful. So, laying the groundwork, I like the introduction of R2D2 as just a mech droid, a Naboo mech droid. There we go. He is with them traveling to Tatooine, meets 3PO for the first time. 3PO stays on Tatooine after our introduction to him, and he doesn't have his gold plating yet. He's just like wires and stuff. So it's a matter of how does 3PO come into fruition with the gold plating? How does he and R2 become that sarcastic buddy duo we all know and love within the original trilogy? Star Wars is home. Star Wars is nostalgia. Star Wars is a wonder. And watching this and playing with the Lego sets as a kid, it just brings happy memories. Playing the pod racing game on N64 constantly, wonderful. I know there's a remake. I think the remake is on the Switch. I have to get it. I have to get it now because I could just fall asleep listening to the pod racing sounds, and to throw racing in of all things. That it's just so cool. It's so cool. It's wonderful. Pod racing is wonderful. All the different arcade games we would get in a pod to race. Oh, magic. Magic in the air. 99 was filled with magic. Y2K, man. Y2K. I think that's it. I think we covered what we needed to discuss. Talked about nostalgia. I talked about episode 1 in general. Battle of the Fates, super important. Lightsaber battling is just impeccable in this. And then it just amps moving forward. Yeah. We did it. So 4 down. I already talked about 2, so that's 6. We have 4 left? No, there's 12. So I have 6 more to go. Technically. 6 more to talk about. But I'm watching all 12 within this not this one singular setting, but within this one long weekend. We can do it. We're a third of the way there. On to the next review. Mahalo.